What's up? Welcome. Or I guess welcome to me. I'm in your shop.
Appreciate it. What's up, man?
Well, let's start off with what's your name on it?
James Hinton.
James. And do you have a tattoo name?
I have a recycled barber name that I used for my last career, and it's Low Life Tattooer.
Low Life Tattooer. And you said barber.
Yeah.
You cut hair before this?
Yes.
So what transitioned there between the hair cutting and the tattooing?
Well, I've been offered a few apprenticeships. A lot of my friends tattoo throughout my life. I've been shop hanging around in a few different shops. So when they offered the apprenticeship, I always had a reason to not do it. Not take that leap of faith. Almost 2 years ago, I said, forget it, I'm gonna jump in, and I do, like, barbering is cool, but my passion is with tattoos, body modifications in general.
Oh, that's awesome. Are you planning on pursuing the piercing on top of tattooing?
No, that's not for me. I partake in it, but I don't want to personally do that myself.
Word. Where are you from?
Kentucky.
From Kentucky. What brought you out to Denver?
The Scurvy Dog. I met one of the artists here, Alora. We started dating, which eventually I got to meet Mark. We got along great. He offered to finish off my apprenticeship and teach me, so I packed up and moved across country.
What sparked that interest in art?
Tattoos.
So usually you hear it's the other way around. Usually it's like, oh, I've been into art since I was in kindergarten and I just wanted it to be permanent on my body, so I started doing tattooing. But for you, it's the opposite.
I've always been an art appreciator. I can see something and know the value of it and be able to tell what's good and what's not good. But sitting down and doing it myself wasn't a lot of drive there until I had the opportunity to turn it into a career and make it like tattoos on people.
Definitely.
It's a little bit different than like on canvas for me.
Oh, for sure. It's a whole different medium. I feel like the environment itself is like, it's going from being an introvert to being next to somebody else for long periods of time.
Constantly.
Which must be very interesting for an introvert.
Yeah.
Do you constantly find your social media kind of running low towards the end of the session?
So, it's gonna sound really weird. Social anxiety, typically a person would shut down, be a little shy. I overtalk, so whenever I get in those situations, it's kind of a good thing when I feel anxious because I just keep talking and talking and talking.
You kind of build yourself up.
Pretty much.
Honestly, that's a really cool skill to have. I wish you had it. Have you, so you said are you currently an apprentice still with Mark?
Yes.
Awesome. Do you plan on competing or judging?
One day, who knows? Right now, I just want a tattoo. I'm a simple guy. I want to pull clean lines, saturate really good, and do some cool stuff on people.
So the Scurvy Dog is what brought you to Denver.
Yes.
And you said you had met friends out in Denver.
Oh no, that's when I met Mark. I met Alora, another artist here, and that's who introduced me to the crew here.
What are some common misconceptions about the life of a tattoo artist that you have been able to experience?
They were rock stars. This is the only thing I've ever done where it comes home with me. I leave work, I go home, then I get a message, oh, well, I want this certain type of design, so you start drawing that at home, getting it ready for the next day kind of thing. Like, it's never ending.
The job is never stop.
Been messaged at 2, 3 in the morning about tattoos before, which is really annoying, but that's just business.
I wonder if they're just up late at night. It's like they're just nonstop thinking about it. Like, God.
They might be third shift workers and stuff. It's the only time they really do have to communicate. So, it's whatever.
Fair. What are your biggest influences or other artists you look up to?
Well, my mentor, Mark Dalton. Outside of that, all my friends back home, the guys who got me into tattooing, my original 3 mentors, supported me, helped push me even when I didn't see myself getting better. Just watching your own progress is pretty tough. But yeah, just my old friends back home who got me into this, and then Mark for just teaching me everything that he can and always being patient with me.
Was there a certain style or was there something attractive about Mark that brought you to under his development?
New school.
New school.
I like New school a lot. He is amazing at it. I like his style a lot. His sleeve work, 'cause he does big projects only for the most part. His flow, when I first saw his flow, how he does the tattoo sleeves is just immaculate.
What style would you say you fall under right now?
Well, it hasn't been that long since I'm still an apprentice, so I don't think I've really found a style. I'm more comfortable with American traditional, but I would like to branch out, do a little bit of everything until I find that one spot that I love to do and I excel at.
Have you found anything that you're like really like diving deep into right now? Or what, better question, what is the current style or project or part of tattooing that you're really grinding on right now?
A lot of trad stuff. It's what I'm familiar with. I love trad. But I'm trying to, mess with line ways, get a little bit more new school with it, maybe a little more neo-trad with it.
What is your favorite part of the tattoo process?
I like color packing. It's really relaxing.
Meditative kind of work.
Pretty much. You're just going over the spot, making sure it's saturated real good.
When you're going over the spot, do you have like a pattern? Is your hand movement any pattern, or do you find just a flow?
Well, there's a lot of different techniques to do it. As far as like putting it into the skin, which a lot of different ones work. It depends on the person. I'm still exploring that myself, finding what works best for me. It's gonna sound silly, but I count my ABCs as I'm doing it.
Really?
About 24 seconds to know that section that I'm packing is packed without damaging the skin.
Interesting. That's really cool. It's funny. It kind of takes me back to high school days. There was a song I used to sing in my head that was like the minute song.
Yeah.
So that's how I would keep track of like running track or something. Sometimes just sing the song.
Yeah, just like listening to music helps with that time lapse. Make sure you're not overworking the skin.
Gotcha. Interesting. 24 seconds is about how long you have?
It depends on how big you're going. Like, I don't push myself like too far and crazy just yet, because I am still learning.
What would you say is the most challenging part of your work?
Art.
The art aspect of it.
Some days just things aren't clicking. Some days you don't have the motivation. Some days even if you have the motivation, you just don't want to. You gotta force that through, and it's really, really tough to be able to force that artistic block out the way.
Yeah, seriously, it really can just feel like an entire wall.
You just can't get past it. Nothing's clicking. Whatever you put down doesn't look good to you. It just.
And as a tattoo artist, being in person on a canvas for hours, mad respect to all of you for it, because it's honestly impressive to be able to sit not only focused for that long, but accurately focused.
Yeah, you gotta pay attention, but not like strain your eyes, because eventually you might see things that aren't actually there. It might be a little holiday patchy, but you won't be able to tell if you're just too focused. Sometimes you gotta take a break and like look at the whole image instead of just the section you're working on. Kind of helps.
What are some pro tips you would give the next generation of artists?
On days you don't want to do it, do it. If you don't feel like doing it, do it. If it looks ugly, at least finish it. Start to finish at least one thing. On the days you just can't find that motivation, that inspiration.
What would you say is your favorite thing and your least favorite thing about the tattoo industry?
My favorite thing is, I'd have to say, like, in the past generations, man, not so much current. It's the outlaw mentality. Like, tattooing just became fully legal across the board in the United States, 2013, 2014, the last state made it fully legal. So it's always been like that, the thing in the background, like,
Did it really just become legalized?
You can Google it. I forgot what state was the one that did it, but it was in the last 10, 15 years they didn't follow those rules. They were like, that's whatever. But like actual off the books, like off the law, is recent.
That is crazy. I had no idea. I will definitely be Google searching. I have some stories to read up on.
Tattoo history is crazy. Crazy some of the things the forefathers done. Like the generations before us that inspired us. Tattooing nowadays, they're rough, rugged. They wanted to tattoo, so they did.
Most iconic person, top of your head, that you would say is an OG that helped inspire that community, what we have today?
There's a lot. It just depends on the style you like and what you can relate to as far as that person's personal history. There's a tattooer. His name is Dr. Wu. He got into tattooing kind of like he was just a shop hanging around, and the owner was like, yo, why don't you tattoo? So he started putting in the work and became an amazing microrealism tattoo artist. Well, actually, the third owner of Sailor Jerry's shop, I'm pretty sure it was the third, was a baker. Worked across the street from Sailor. Became good friends with them, took the apprenticeship, and then became a tattooer after he was a baker.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So it really does come to show that at all walks of life.
All walks of life.
It's art, and art is found everywhere.
Everywhere. Doesn't matter what you do. Just being able to put that down, like physically on something, is the hard part.
What would you say for art is your short-term goals right now and your long-term?
This is gonna sound a little weird. My short-term and long-term goals are pretty much the same. To get better at this craft and never stop trying to progress. I could be doing this 50 years and I'll still have things to learn. And if the moment I ever get to the point where I don't, is the moment I become a stale artist, which I would never want to be.
What would you say is your most rewarding experience so far in your career?
Having the opportunity to move across country to pursue this and to, still learn and perfect the things that I'm working on now, find more things to perfect. Just being able to travel like this is amazing to me.
Did that move scare you?
Terrified me. I gave up everything back home. Friends, family, like people were mad at me, some people supported it. But in the end, when it comes to dreams, the only person who's going to hold you down is yourself. Can't listen to nobody else. Even when you tell yourself that you shouldn't, do it. Worst that can happen is you fail, pick yourself back up again. More lessons learned.